All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic we're going to talk about if you do not have hardware 4.0 based upon the VIN, based upon your Tesla advisor telling you that you do not have it, maybe from photo evidence or VIN evidence, because there's a lot of threads out there, which I'll quickly go through and show you where you can try and figure out yourself and piece together whether you have hardware 4.0 or not. But if you don't have hardware 4.0, what are your options? What can you actually do at this moment to try and figure out, to try and basically kill your deal or put off your deal until you can actually get hardware 4.0? So we'll talk about that. But before we get into any of that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates and credit reunion rates to finance your Tesla at a lower rate, lower than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And shout out to our latest Patreon members. Thank you to Karthik, Gordon, Lloyd, and Kastner. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you want to check out Patreon link down below in the description. But let us take a look at this. So this pretty much started just a few days ago when the Kilowatts and of course Black Model 3 or Zach both went to Tesla lots and spotted on Model Ys only. It does not seem to be that this is happening on Model 3s, but Model Ys are coming with the newest hardware 4.0 cameras, which of course is a 5 megapixel camera. And how you can try and figure it out is based upon this. You can see it is a bigger bezel for the camera on the Tesla Model Y versus the older version, which is like a smaller bezel around the surround. And also some people are reporting a red dot depending on like the flash or anything like that. And of course, there's plenty of threads out there on Twitter or on Tesla Motors Club, which I definitely recommend as well. Like here's an updated one from today where people are posting as of today their VIN, their consecutive VIN sequence, and if their vehicle, their Tesla Model Y, comes with hardware 4.0 or not. So definitely recommend go to Tesla Motors Club, go to the ordering and production delivery section and check out some of these waiting rooms, because there's a lot of people in these waiting rooms or threads, just like you or me, potentially could be waiting for Tesla vehicles. And even on Reddit too, same exact thing is going on. People are posting who has actually received hardware for, and there's back and forth on depending on what VINs are actually posted. But it seems like depending on where you are actually taking delivery from, the Austin Tesla Model Y factory or the Fremont Tesla Model Y factory, there are certainly different consecutive VINs that you have to look out for. And at the end of the day, you want a VIN that is higher or after the production of ones that people have already confirmed having hardware 4.0. And of course, this means a lot, especially if you are a believer in full self-driving, or essentially if you've paid the full $15,000 for full self-driving, then it can certainly make a lot of sense to try and go for this. But the question is now that you've figured out whether you have hardware 4.0 or even hardware 3.0, what are your options if you do not have hardware 4.0? And so shout out to Marks yesterday for jumping in and giving us his exact experience. But the first one is, of course, option one. You can put your order on hold after you've confirmed that the VIN, and your Tesla sales advisor or even dropping by the Tesla showroom to take a look at your vehicle. After you confirm that you do not have hardware 4.0, you can request. Now, your miles may vary on this, and so I don't know if I recommend actually doing this, but it is possible to actually do this. You can request to put your order on hold. What happens then is your order stays intact, but definitely be aware of that as well. I've definitely heard of people in the past trying to do this strategy, and Tesla, for whatever reason, maybe it's miscommunication or something like that, they accidentally cancel their order at the end of the day. So Just be careful of that. Make sure you've got everything in writing. Make sure that you are double, triple confirm with people at the Tesla stores. And what you potentially want is you want to basically put your order on hold. They release the VIN to someone else that probably can take delivery ASAP. And your order will go on a holding pattern status, and you'll wait for a new production VIN, a new Tesla Model Y to roll off the production line to then be assigned to you. So this could potentially be anywhere from 2 to 4 to maybe even 6 weeks from the day you actually do it. So just be aware of that. The other thing I want you to be aware about, if you've already got your auto financing loan squared away, most auto loans only last in terms of approval for 30 days. So just be aware that if you're going to be pushing, you might have to reapply to your bank or your credit union or everything like that. Or even if you're using Tenet, down below in the description where you can support the channel. Shout out to Tenet for sponsoring. Tenet is a different way to use to finance your vehicle because they allow you to defer a portion of your loan all the way to the end, maybe even that $7,500 federal tax credit, like for the Tesla Model Y. So they do this, which then allows you to get a lower monthly payment. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video. But just be aware, if you are using financing partners like Tenet or even other credit unions, if you want to get that full list down below in the description of the Patreon link, that you might have to reapply for another loan at the end of the day. The other second option, of course, is canceling your order. If you've got a Model Y order that's in the books or is locked in, that is at the current pricing, the only thing you're going to lose is that $250 deposit. There is a way to get it back, but I don't necessarily promote it out on video, but there is a way to get it back. But you can then cancel your order. You'll lose $250. But of course, if you use someone's Tesla referral link, maybe even our Tesla referral link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, you will then get 1,500 credits, which then equals 500 supercharger miles, which has a valuation in itself as well. So if step one does not work for you and they are for whatever reason being a pain and they are not letting you cancel it, of course, the third option is, or the second option, you could cancel your order. And the third option is maybe you could say you're out of town, try and stall them or anything like that to try and push off delivery. Because if you stall them enough, basically what's going to happen in the next month or so, or even happening right now, Tesla works in monthly fashions or end of quarter fashions. So they're probably trying to rush to get people to take delivery by the end of this month. And most likely what we'll see is the same thing will happen in June, because June is the next month of the last month of this current quarter. So taking a look at inventory charts for the Model Y, we're not seeing any sort of crazy increases. So that's really the thing. Like, I really don't feel like a lot of people out there are really interested in the hardware 4.0 in terms of like Tesla's like main demographic. It's just you and me on here that are interested in the hardware 4.0. And so here are some of the strategies that we could potentially do to try and take delivery or try. And if your VIN does not have hardware 4.0 on the queue, then here are some things that you can try and do to try and push it out. But let me know what your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. If you've tried one of these strategies very, very recently, then also put that in the comments or in the live stream chat. And also shout out to Marks for giving us this idea. I've definitely known of some of these strategies in the past, but he brought it up yesterday with his own personal experience. He did step number 1, and he is waiting for another VIN to try and take delivery with a Tesla Model Y with hardware 4.0. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me. We can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources I use to get the best possible deal at the best financing rate, including credit unions and banks on that list that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing, lower than Tesla's 5.59%. So definitely check out Patreon link down below in the description. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all Patreon DMs or direct messages in the Patreon app, so definitely check it out if you are interested.